We are seasoned, we are seen, living all the in between, laughing louder, loving free, still becoming who we're meant to be. Raise a glass to every season, every scar and every dream. This is more than just surviving. We are seasoned and seen.
Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the very first episode of the Season and Scene podcast. I am your host, Dr. LaTara Venise. And before we go any further, I just want to say I'm glad you're here. Not just listening, but here in this moment, in this season for your life. I'm glad you're here. This is not going to be a typical podcast. You won't find perfectly packaged conversations here. You won't find people trying to sound impressive or have the right answers. What you will find are real conversations, honest reflections, and the kind of wisdom that only comes from living and living as you are becoming. Why did I create this podcast? Well, I'm going to tell you. This podcast was created because I needed a space like this. It was not created because I wanted to do something to monetize. And, people say podcasts are a good way to monetize. That wasn't it. It wasn't because I wanted to brag on my expertise or give people step by steps. It wasn't for the sake of visibility per se as much as it was for the sake of I needed a space. The space just happens to be a visible one, a space where women could show up without pressure, without performance, without feeling like they had to prove anything, a space where we could talk about what life really feels like in this season because something shifts when you reach this stage of life. Something happens when that big 5-0 happens, right? Something just occurs. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure how it works. All I know is something happens. The questions change. The way you see yourself changes. What you're willing to tolerate changes, right, ladies? I mean, come on now. Y'all know. What you desire changes. And yet, there aren't many spaces where women can talk about that honestly. So I created one. I created the Season and Scene space. At first, I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought I was actually going to help women get more visible on social media, moving into places like TikTok and becoming more visible in places like that where they say we shouldn't be, and yet we are. I thought that's what it was. So I had really created this whole 12-week group and had people ready to sign up, only for it to fizzle out and God say, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not what I'm calling you into right now. This is not what we're getting ready to do. So I sat on it. I sat on it. And then one day it came to me that it was really a joy project for me. It was something that I really needed. And I found myself thinking, where do women go to talk about the things that I'm struggling with, the things that I'm enjoying, the things that are changing and shifting in me? Where do women go? I have friends who are in their 40s. I have, and I have friends and, relatives and family who are a little bit younger, and they don't really understand where I am, right? And they don't really understand how I flow. They don't get the changes happening in my body. They don't get the changes happening in my soul. And so I kind of went through this process where for about 6 months, I just sat with God. It was like I was his and he was mine in that moment every day. I had just come off of, really, I was walking out of my second nervous breakdown. And I said, it will be my last. It definitely will be my last. And that space with God is what led me here to this place where we're doing this Season and Scene so that we're more visible with our wisdom and with how God teaches us to discern the moments. We're here because not only will you, my sister, watching this, and y'all know I'll call everybody sis, okay? But not only will you be blessed by this, but there are other women younger than 50 who are waiting or were waiting for this podcast to launch. And here we are. Yeah. I wanted a place where women go to talk about all these things that we're dealing with, our identity shifting, becoming something different, the joy we're starting to feel, and the sadness that many of us deal with. How do we deal with it and thrive? How do we deal with it and move beyond survival and become the thrivers that we are called to be? I wanted that space, not in a way that felt forced, not in a way that, felt like we have to fix ourselves. That wasn't, I was not trying to be in Y'all Love Fix My Life. I wasn't trying to be that, okay? I was simply trying to be LaTara Venise. I needed this space. It has been a space for me so far with the collective we have. We have a Facebook group and we meet monthly and we're doing some other things, and you are more than welcome. There will always be a link for you to click and join us over in the Facebook group, but you got to be over 50. 45 maybe, okay? Ask me, I'll let you know. But I wanted this to just be something where we could just be and then become. We could be and then become. I realized that if I really needed this space, there had to be other women too. There had to be other women. Women who are navigating new seasons, women who are rediscovering themselves, women who are starting over or starting something new. And in this space, I don't even like to say starting over. I like to say starting from. That's what realigning, resetting. Women who are no longer interested in shrinking. We tend to do that once we turn 50. We begin to shrink because we don't really quite understand that this is our biggest and best space for becoming. That's what it is. What is this space? When I created the Seasoned and Seen space, I didn't want a program. I told you I tried to have that, and God was like, no. And I had to realize it wasn't what I wanted. It's not a coaching program. I'm no longer coaching. I retired from coaching. I'm done. 20 years, and I'm not coaching anymore. I wanted a collective space. That's what I wanted. And a place where women can gather, talk, reflect, share, and grow through conversations. What I've come to realize is that we are moving through these circles in our lives. Sometimes I call them seasons. That's in the work that I do. I may call them seasons. But over the age of 50, these circles elevate. They transform a bit into something a little bit more deeper. And so I want to tell you what these circles are and what they represent in this space, because this podcast represents space. It is a part of the Season and Scene collective effort, right? To curate us, our conversations, our moments, our time, our memories, all of that into one place where we can share, we can grow. I'm so excited. Like, I am so, so excited. Okay. In this space, our conversations will flow through these four areas of life, these seasons that we'll call circles. The first one is sacred becoming. Who are you and who are you becoming? Oh boy, a lot of the conversations coming forward will talk about this. Really, really good. Heart and home, relationships, family, love, and emotional well being. All of these things shift for many reasons over the age of 50, and we tend to fall into the empty nester syndrome. And I think it's time for us to stop calling ourselves empty nesters. I do. We'll talk about that in other episodes, okay? Joyful vitality, your health, your energy, your body, your joy. Listen, we struggle with the energy part at this age because our body is doing something different. Our health is doing something different. How do we capture the vitality that God has for us through experiencing his joy? That's what that is. Legacy and influence. Ladies, we're leaving behind legacy, your purpose, your work, your impact, and what you're building. Life isn't over for many of us, it's just beginning. Man, for many of us, no matter how many more years we have on this side of 50, life is truly beginning. And I want many of us to realize that. No matter where you are, no matter what's happening, life is truly beginning. And it's the other circles that help us to realize that we're still building. We're still growing. We're still moving. We're still shifting. We're still changing. So we will always be building. We will always be moving. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more of who you already are. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about understanding yourself. That's good, isn't it? Because at the age of 50, you would think you understood yourself. But I truly believe that once we turn 50, this is when you truly begin to become. And one thing that's really important is it's not about doing it alone. So this collective is a community. It's a space. After you listen to a podcast, leave a comment. Share this out. Let somebody else know about this. Connect with the other women. Join us over in the Facebook group. Join us. We're growing. We're learning. We're stretching. And most of all, we're elevating. That's so good. Here on this podcast, you'll hear conversations with women who are navigating this season in real time. Women who have lived, learned, and are still becoming. Some conversations will be with guests, some will be just me and you, but all of them will be rooted in truth, presence, and reflection. Yeah. This podcast, like I said, is not just one part of the experience. There is also the Season and Scene community where women gather, connect, and continue these conversations together. If you've been looking for a space where you can be seen and where you don't have to pretend to have it all figured out, I would love for you to join us there. And you can find a link in the description. Go on and get on over there and join us. Before we close, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself this. What does this season of your life feel like? Not what it should feel like, not what others expect, but what it actually feels like for you. Can I tell you that this, for me, feels like a very comfortable stretch. You know how you can feel a stretch, but it feels so good you want to stay in that stretch a little bit longer? That's what this season feels like for me. It's taken me to new heights. I have experienced things that I've never experienced before. I have grown in ways that I never thought I would grow and change and mature in. I'm doing this, and I never thought I would do this. I'm over on TikTok, growing an audience, doing all kind of things. I have a bunch of followers, and I'm like, where did they come from? Because they want to talk about the things that I talk about: dating, being over 50, right? Living your life, becoming. That's what they want to talk about. That's the season I'm in, a very comfortable stretch. Oh, it hurts some days, but most days I thank God for his joy. Here's the thing, wherever you are, This is not the end of your story. This is not fading. This is the becoming. This is where it's going to matter. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for allowing yourself to be a part of something new because you are becoming. I'll see you in the next episode. I truly hope something you heard today stayed with you, something that made you pause, something that made you reflect, something that reminded you of where you are and who you are becoming in this season. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love for you to stay connected. Be sure to follow and subscribe to Seasoned and Seen so you don't miss upcoming conversations filled with wisdom, honesty, joy, and the beauty of becoming. And if this episode encouraged you, challenged you, or made you feel seen, would you take a moment to leave a review, share this episode, or send it to another woman who may need this conversation too? Because sometimes healing, hope, and wisdom begin with someone simply saying, "Girl, you need to listen to this." And I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, or tell us what resonated most with you from today's episode. Your voice matters here. If you're looking for deeper connection, I invite you to join us inside the Season and Scene Collective on Facebook, a space where women gather, share, grow, and continue becoming together. Until next time, take care of yourself, honor your season, give yourself grace, and trust what is unfolding in your life because you are becoming.
We walked through fire, we danced through rain, carried the lessons, the joy and pain. Still got dreams inside us, still got stories to tell. A little wiser now, and we're in life so well. Oh, we're not winding down, no, we're rising deeper still, finding beauty in the becoming, learning softness with our will. We are seasoned, we are seen, living all the in-between, laughing louder, loving free, still becoming who we're meant to be. Raise a glass to every season, every scar and every dream. This is more than just surviving. We are seasoned and seen.